We have about 16,000 veterans who have served in Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. And of those 16,000 men and women, we're seeing most of them come back. Their biggest concern are physical concerns like orthopedic issues, backs, knees, shoulders.
There's been a record increase in the use of antidepressants and other prescribed pills among U.S. soldiers.
Prescription drug abuse, painkillers, sedatives,
prescribed narcotics, sedatives,
Oxycontin, Percocet, Vicodin, Valium, you name it. It's all available here.
They're handing out the drugs like it's candy.
My name is Tim, and I served in the U.S. Army from 1988 to 1991. I was stationed in Alaska in Fort Richardson and Fort Wainwright. The unit that I was in was 1st of the 501st Airborne Infantry.
My name is Katie, and I was an E4 in the Army, and I was an equipment records and part specialist.
My name is William B. My first permanent duty station was Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and went to jump school, Fort Benning, Georgia. And primarily, it was a weapons system specialist on Cobra and Apache attack helicopters on active duty. That was my permanent duty station.
Jumping out airplanes in Alaska was a little bit different than jumping out airplanes in Fort Benning. You had to carry extra weight. You had all the Arctic gear that you had to carry, plus all your, change of clothing, and then, the ammunition that you'd have to carry. So the packs were quite heavy. They were in the 90 to 110 pounds apiece. It did take a toll on my body because, jumping out of an airplane with a parachute that you really can't steer, it's just, a controlled crash into the ground for the most part. And a lot of people got hurt, because when it's adverse wind conditions, or, you didn't get out of the airplane fast enough, you might not make it onto the drop zone. And bouncing off trees or, hitting the ground pretty hard, in a high wind situation, that's when people seriously got hurt.
I was with the group on a C-130 doing a standard jump. When I exited the plane, the static line attached to my chute did not release to chute. I hit the door, left out the plane, and suddenly I'm still attached to the plane.
I had fallen out of the first time a deuce and a half. Was trying to climb into the passenger side and slipped and fell and landed at the edge of the curb, and my back went onto the sidewalk. The second time I fell out of a 5-ton and doing the same thing, trying to get in, slipped and landed on the ground and ended up hitting my lower back quite hard. It was painful, very painful, but I just kept going. I didn't think that I needed any help. It would go away eventually. And so I just kept doing my job. It never went away.
I hit hard. When I landed, the right side of my body took the brunt of the blow, and I completely dislocated my right knee. I jammed my spine, of course. I crushed my right hand. I dislocated my jaw and suffered a severe concussion. I was in such good physical shape that my body was able to recover from that. But I was told that over time it would catch up to me. To bring it all forward, the bulging disc thing caught up with me. Early in the year, I would say around January, I herniated the L4, L5 disc. I completely lost the motor function in my right leg to the point it was just, reddish purple. I couldn't move the toes. I couldn't function the ankle at all. I was laboring pretty bad. This time I'm in trouble.
I got married at 33, had my kid at 35, and I was starting to feel the neck issues and the lower back issues and the knee pain, chasing around a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, that's work. If I had the choice of sitting on my rear end and not throwing a ball, I wanted to throw the ball, but when I was in pain, I sat around a lot. So, look at that from a 3-year-old's eyes. He doesn't care, he just wants to play, he wants to go, 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 and the Energizer Buddy in 3, and compared to, a little bit broken down 43-year-old, it's a big difference.
At the time of right after getting out of the service and having the migraines were extremely debilitating in the sense that the migraine would hit. I've had like 5 temporary slight strokes with them. You get the numbness, you get the squiggly lines, and then you get the pain, and sometimes that pain would last me 2 to 3 days. I couldn't stay at a job because of the fluorescent lighting. So I ended up leaving quite a few jobs because I'd be gone, and I'd have the migraine and I'd be home in bed, or I'd be in the hospital, getting different shots. The back pain started affecting, and the knee pain started affecting each other even more, and so I wasn't able to lift certain things. I could only lift like 5 pounds. And when you're at a job and you may have to lift more than that. So it affected my overall body. The medications that they gave me for the migraines and the pain were all narcotics, and so as time went on, I was losing my memory, which I probably won't get any of that back. And I just kept getting sicker, and other parts of my body were being affected by that. And so I was at private doctors that painkillers are pretty much, here you go, write it on out, and that's what you got. The first time that I went to the Ultimate Wellness Clinic, walking through that door, it was almost like you were at home. Everybody there greeted you. Every time I go, they all know my name. They all know what's going on with me. They all come up and say hi. How's your day? What did you do this last weekend? I can now pinpoint where the pain actually is, and I can tell which muscles are being affected. And so now it's almost gotten to a point where I tell them, okay, this spot and this spot are the worst, and this one's okay, or somewhat tender, which I didn't think I'd ever be able to do. It's a phenomenal group of people that work there, and they do care about everybody that walks in that door.
When I first walk in, it's a family environment, first of all. I'm greeted with kindness, I'm greeted with gentleness. They know me by name. I'm waited on immediately. I go from one position to another. I don't wait for anything. They ask me if I need anything. I can't say anything bad about it. I've been through other medical facilities where I'm waiting for extensive amount of time. Here, I wait for nothing. I wait for nothing. You come in on your appointment time, you're seen. You go in from one treatment to the next. As far as the treatments go, there's nothing better.
When I walk in the front door of the Ultimate Wellness Center, I feel like I'm at home. They care about me. They ask me if I need something to drink, anything I can do for me, and I don't wait for a long time. I get right in to see the doctor, and the results speak for themselves. I don't have any back pain, I don't have any neck pain anymore, and I'm living the life that I wanted to live a few years back, and I'm doing it now, and I go ride a bike, go rollerblading, throw a ball all day long with my kid. And thank you so much for that. 3 to 5 hours at best. Waking up tired is not a fun day to get up and go do a strenuous workload or physical load, anything like that. From getting the advanced technologies from the Ultimate Wellness Center, and the protocols that they use. Within 2 treatments, I was sleeping 7 hours, and then, going back consistently on, the doctor prescribed treatment program, protocols that they use. It works. Sometimes I'm getting 9 hours of sleep, and I wake up knowing that I can tackle the world. And I know that I'm going to be there for my son, and it's such a rewarding place to be. For me to give any place, no matter if it's a place to eat, a place to go have fun, or a doctor, or anything, I don't give my endorsement freely. You guys earned it. And I'd say the same thing to anybody who is looking at dealing with pain and just accepting it, because you don't have to. There's places out there that will help, and the Ultimate Wellness Center is that place. It's an amazing place, and I recommend it to any person who is not living the life that they want to live.
The success that I've made, if you would have seen me before, how much I labored to even walk, to take one step, to see me get up and move around and put on a loud shirt and get out in the world now, compared to the before, come in. Check it out. Go through a few treatments. If you don't see improvement, I'll eat your socks. I'm telling you, it will change your life. If you suffer the pain that I suffered, if you don't see improvement, I will be disappointedly surprised. But I guarantee you it will.
Somebody knows a veteran, whether they're neighbors, their cousins, brother, sister-in-laws, anything like that. Everybody knows a veteran. Most of them have some issues from their service because they're asked to do a lot for our freedoms. They do it, they're proud to do it. Now it's our turn to serve the people who served us. Let's help them by helping us fulfill this mission to remove as many veterans in pain as we can.